All right, out here at First Energy Park in Lakewood, speaking with Nick Hernandez. Nick, out for a while with the shoulder injury. Just talk about the status of the injury, where you stand right now.
Well, right now I'm able to throw to hitters and everything. I threw in 4 games down there in Clearwater for the GCL team, and they ended up making the playoffs, so I wasn't allowed to play on the playoff team there. But came up here, threw to hitters, been throwing a couple bullpens here. And I'm ready for instructional ball, where they're looking to get me anywhere from 25 to 30 innings to hopefully end the year with about 90 innings. So then going to spring training the following year and be ready to go.
I know you started back up. Initial games with GCL were end of July. You had a setback, I think. Just talk about that. What was the setback, and you know, how's everything now? Are you back to 100% right now?
Yeah, I'm back to 100% right now. The setback was pretty much just getting a feel for the ball. My first game I went out there, felt fine. But then my second game, I was kind of feeling for the strike zone, and wasn't throwing very many strikes, and that's pretty much my game. I throw a lot of strikes, so they pretty much shut me down, and they didn't want me to lose any confidence throwing strikes, so they shut me down, but I was still throwing. I wasn't throwing any bullpens, just kept my arm in shape, long toss and everything I had doing my rehab. So the little setback was just make sure my confidence didn't go anywhere without getting me out there in games and not being able to throw strikes. So they just put me on the shelf for about 2 weeks and then started throwing bullpens again, and I feel fine now. Threw to hitters yesterday and felt real good. So
I'm sure it's a tough situation for you to miss out on so much. You know, help the team clinch the first half title and everything, and then miss out on this playoff push and this chance to repeat as South Atlantic League champions. Just what's the worst thing about missing this time with these guys going towards this repeated champion?
I wouldn't say it's the worst thing, but you know, because obviously I think it was the best thing for my future in baseball to catch the injury when I did. But just missing the camaraderie with the guys, just being in the locker room every day, seeing the guys that I went 30 days with in spring training, day in and day out, and then I was up here for just about 50 games and day in and day out for about 60 days with them every day on long bus trips and everything like that. You know, you miss the little moments with the guys. I saw the celebration online, and you know, I wanted to be there so bad, but I knew I had to get my work done down there in Clearwater. Just seeing, you know, how much fun they were having and the way they were winning ball games, the way they finished that first half was incredible. You know, I wanted to be up here. I text message the guys pretty much every day, somebody every day, and you know, wish them luck. I called Colvin and left him a voicemail. I told him that he had the ball for the big day, and he called me after the game. He's like, "Hey, we did it for you." So, you know, just missing that team that we built and that we pretty much hung out with each other pretty much every day. And you know, that's something you miss when you go on the shelf. But you know, when I came back here, just pretty much picked up where it left off. So I'm glad to be back, and you know, I'm doing the most I can right now on the bench, rooting these guys to try to get a championship.
What's the outlook for 2011 right now?
2011, you know, I'm hoping to come into spring training ready to go. You know, to be honest with you, I got a lot of things to do this off season as far as continuing my rehab. As you know, they say once you have the injury that I had, you know, you can't really get away from doing the exercises and everything. So I got to stay on a pretty strict exercise program, be ready for spring training, and hopefully, you know, a lot of guys from this pitching staff are going to be finding their way to Clearwater and possibly Reading next year. Hopefully I could be in that mix, or if not, come back here and hopefully pick up where I left off. You know, I'm not one to kick the organization or anything like that if they decide to do send me back here. You know, I only got 56 innings, and a lot of these guys threw over 100 innings here, and they're very deserving of going to the next level and possibly to Reading. So 2011, I hope it's going to be a good year.
You mentioned an extensive program. When you head to instructional ball this September, that'll last about a month, and then over the offseason, what's the details on the rehab program that you'll be on?
Just continue to do my shoulder exercises mainly. Obviously, I got a full strength program that I got to do, lower body, upper body, and everything like that. But you know, just about an hour to 2 hours every day is going to have to be dedicated to just a shoulder program. As far as tubing, cuff weights, kibblers, six backs, just a bunch of exercises that the Phillies feel that is going to be necessary for me to do to continue coming back from this and being 100% every time I go out and throw. So, you know, I'm looking at long days in the off season, but it's worth it. You know, I can't have another setback like this that I had this year. I think I'm going on week 15 now that I've missed in total. So, you know, it has been a pretty long setback, but you know, hopefully in 2011 with all the exercise I'm going to be doing the off season, the rest is going to be very big for me. I'll probably take about 2 to 3 months off of throwing completely, and hopefully that'll be pretty good for me to pick up where I left off from here.
I also spoke with Jared Kozart. He mentioned he's also facing live batters. Just explain that to me. How does that go? Do you guys go in the cages? Do you guys go out on the field? How does that work?
We do just like in a normal game. We warm up, we long toss, we take a normal bullpen session like we would before a game. And the other day I did an up-down, which an up-down consists of throwing the hitters outside on the field, get on the mound, like a game situation. The catcher's calling balls and strikes. He's calling your pitches for you, what he thinks you should throw to each hitter. And if you walk a guy, you go from the stretch. If not, you stay from the windup. And an up-down, what I did 2 innings the other day when I threw to hitters. So it was an up-down of 15 pitches or however many pitches it took me to get out of that inning. I think both was right at 15 pitches, so it was pretty good. I threw about 30 to 35 pitches in total. So it was just getting a feel for the strike zone, like throwing my fastballs in, fastballs away, throwing change-ups, sliders. So everything's been working. You're throwing everything. It's just like a game situation. You don't want to let up because you don't want them to hit you. It's live BP. You know, you could get injured just like they could get injured if you cut one loose. So, I mean, you're trying to make your pitches. You're trying to hit your spots so you can be ready to go out when you go out to be in the game.
BP nets are up and everything like that?
No, there's no BP net up in front of you. You're throwing 100%. The only thing that is up is the turtle above the hitters, obviously for foul balls. But no, there's no BP net in front of you. They want it as game situation as possible. And they don't want you to feel like if you have to like cut yourself off because there's a net in front of you. So they let us go without a net. And, you know, in a game you don't have a net, so you got to protect yourself when there's a ball being hit back at you.